Hey guys, I hope you're ready to start this week of learning. Today I'm going to kind of introduce a new concept to you. I'm looking at page 276 in your grammar book. So please open your book up. I'm going to refer to it a number of times. If you need to pause the video right now, do that so you can kind of follow along with me. Before I get into adverb clauses, which is what this page is about, we talked about one-word adverbs and phrases that are adverbs, like the prepositional phrases and infinitive phrases. Now we're talking about adverb clauses, but I want to kind of give you an overview of how they fit into kind of this unit a little bit. So take a look at the whiteboard. Sentences, just kind of a rough outline of what sentences are, but they're basically made up of clauses and phrases. Let me remind you what a clause is. A clause will have a subject and a verb, whereas a phrase will usually only have one of them. It will only have a noun or it will only have a verb. Okay? So before I talk about clauses, which is what we're going to talk about today, let me review the phrases with you. You've already been working on this a little bit with some review worksheets, but see if you can guess before I write it down. We've got prepositional phrases. We've got participle phrases. Now this is only adjective, but they are a type of phrase. We've got gerund phrases, and we've got infinitive phrases. And those are the basic four phrases that can go in a sentence. Okay? They can't stand alone. They just add to the sentence, and they're just a little phrase. Clauses. There's two basic types of clauses. There is an independent clause, which of course is also called a sentence. Okay? Independent clauses are the same thing as a sentence. They have a subject, a verb, and a complete thought. The other type of clause is a dependent clause. Okay? And that will have a subject and it will have a verb, but it's usually not a complete thought, okay? And dependent clauses are introduced by two things. We've talked about one of these words before, and maybe you remember it. Relative pronouns, or relatives, and the thing that we're going to talk about today, subordinating conjunctions. I don't have much room to write this, so I'm just going to abbreviate it. Relatives and subordinating conjunctions. They're two types of words that will introduce a dependent clause. So you don't have these with independent clauses, just with dependent clauses. Relative pronouns introduce adjective and noun clauses. Subordinating conjunctions are the ones that introduce adverb clauses. Okay? So if you noticed in your folder, I attached this to your directions paper for this week, and hopefully you didn't take it and throw it away really quickly. But on the back of it, it has all of the subordinating conjunctions. They're also in your book. If you're looking at page 276.5, has them kind of in a sentence. But this is where you can kind of use this and follow along. Even on the quiz that you're going to have later this week, you can use this to help you find these adverb clauses, because they will start with these words right here. So make sure you have this with you and you're using it as we're going along these sentences. Okay. Let me just read number 0.7 down there real quick. Introductory adverb clauses are set off by commas. So that's another clue. It's another tip. These are usually the easiest to find, the adverb clauses, because one, they have commas with them, and two, if you can just memorize these words right here, you'll be able to find them very easily. This is not going to be a difficult concept. I've got some of the sentences from your book in exercise A right here, just 1, 2, and 7. So I'm going to kind of go through some of them with you. Question 1 says, although he was a musical genius, Mozart died penniless and was buried in a pauper's grave. Okay, I just didn't finish the sentence there, but we already have at the very beginning of the sentence the subordinating conjunction. It's the word although. And what they want you to do in your sentence is is kind of circle the word, but definitely put parentheses around the whole clause. And of course it stops at this comma right here. We've got a subject and a verb inside the clause, and we have a subject and a verb on the outside of the clause. This is the dependent one. This would be the independent one. You gotta have both in these sentences. Okay. Number 2. I got this whole sentence on the board. Look in your book. Look up on the board. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Take a second. Look at your list. Where do you see the introductory word, the subordinating conjunction? It is this word right here, where. Okay? So you would put parentheses around this part of the clause just to show you we have a subject and verb on the outside, and we have a subject and verb on the inside of the clause. And then jump to number 7 with me. Number 3 was really long, so I didn't want to put that on the board. But number 7 is a good one to go to now. Jump down there with me. Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise. Give you a second to look for the introductory word. It's also really easy because it's set off in commas as well. So we've got the word when, and of course the commas kind of show us where the clause is. And just to show you, here's the subject and verb. Here it is on the outside. Fool is counted. Okay, it would be outside of the clause right here. And then he holdeth would be the subject and verb on the inside. Very easy. Go through this exercise, just this exercise. Tomorrow you'll do the ones on the next page, but just keep this subordinating conjunctions list, and this will be like one of the easiest things you'll ever do in your grammar book. Okay? All right. Let me know if you have any questions about it. Continue to comment on the RenWeb thread, and I look forward to hearing from you.